I just think that's interesting to see 5 individuals that really want to do the same thing and want to make music for their lives. And then when you're a part of something like that, it's hard to let go, and you don't want to let go because it keeps getting better.
You're lucky you got that much out of me.
I was about to cry, man.
God.
That's some heavy stuff.
That's some heavy shit.
I wish I'd walked out a few seconds earlier. I'm fucking floored, man.
Well, if you got anything usable, that's wonderful. That's a beautiful thing.
We're not gonna drop one word of that.
You know, no, the bottom line is it's not possible to put into words what you can say with music. It doesn't happen. Words are too small a subset of reality to contain the diversity of emotion and power and energy that can be easily said in a musical composition. And that's, to me, what Guest is about. That's what I get out of it. That's why I'm here. It's that simple.
Questions you're asking are funny because they're really to the point, but I don't really choose. Guest is formed in such a weird way, and we're such a kind of a non-conventional band in so many ways. But to answer that, I have to say that I really didn't choose. You know what I mean? I just wanted to play. And the band that I was in at the time was gone. You know, the main members were gone, so I was just looking for any project to get in. And we literally met each other. How you doing? Nice to meet you. Okay, we're a band, and we've been a band ever since. I don't really choose. I just do.
Ruby was the one who knew.
Somehow we all got together on the same day. I don't think Ruby was there.
Yeah, he was there.
I was supposed to come. It was you and Mark were getting a gig.
AJ was there.
I was
We
supposed
had
to.
3 guitar players. 4 guitars. It was Earth, Wind, and Fire down there. But we all got together on one day.
Drummer.
And then in the next, I guess, 2 weeks, there was an opening at this local bar called the Swindlefish Saloon. They needed a Monday night band. And there was a huge crowd of hippies.
It was 2 days before. We
was it
met,
2
and
days?
2 days
I had
later,
the-
we
I had the
performed our
gig.
first gig on Monday.
No name, no songs.
We started playing together through mutual friends at school, and you know, we all got our degrees and stuff, and it's like, what are we gonna do with our lives, really? You know, let's make this commitment to each other and go for it. For me, it's really natural to want to be here and to want to write and play with them.
Seriously, I remember the moment we decided, we were like, we need a name. And he was like, I was thinking Guess was kind of cool. We were like, fine.
Yeah, they're like,
Sounds good, great. At that
Yeah.
point, we had done
Well,
like,
we were
we
just
had
like,
talked about 60 million different names. John, you had a couple of really
Suburban Jihad,
Suburban
which
Jihad.
has been taken.
Suburban Jihad kind of has a new meaning now.
But yeah, so we ended. We really just were like, Guess, fine. Yeah, great. Print it. Go with that. Lovely.
And the funny thing is, on the drive up, like from the moment we left my house, whatever conversation we were having, whatever space we were in, the world seemed to be in sync with it. We'd be talking about one thing, and then the road signs would be, in sync with the conversation. It was such a joy buzz. It was a clear indicator that I was in the right place at the right time, doing what I should be doing. I'm at the place I belong.
What was our funnest gig?
Johnny was on the Coke can and Ruby was on the log.
Yeah, that was a pretty good. No,
that was a good night.
That was a good
It's a
night.
good night of interaction.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go.
Johnny's on the Coke can, I'm on the log.
That's it. Making music with a log, a Coke can, and a grill.
Sitting by the campfire. Magic.
I think we had it burned down to the bare essentials there.
Yeah.
We really had it stripped down to nothing.
I had the Tangerang.
Be careful. I'll top it.
I gotta get out of the screen.
Well,
Stella, you could hit it.
Whoa!
You're right.
Hit some rock there.
You guys scared me.
Out of industrial.
See, one of the cool
Walking with
things
the
about this
sunrise,
house,
Pet cemetery.
if you step back and look at the chimney, you realize that really there is a decrepit, old, poorly built house underneath this thing, and they just put a frame kind of around it. They just put the siding up. Look at that thing. I mean, back in here, there's like farm tractor equipment buried and like weird clothes, and we don't know what happened here, but we think it was something awful.
So I'm going to take it and take it to the shop. Spiders and all. I'm going to prime it right now.
Why?
You going to pick these guys up for pies? Or you got to order at least for them?
Life is about family, really. I mean, that's what the band is. It's an extension of family. That's what it is. That's why it's different from most jobs, because you're not, you have friends at your 9-to-5 job, but, this is creating art, together in a collective energy. So it's a little bit more than that. It's deeper.
Give me $1. Give me money. Give me money. Give me money.
So usually when the local boys are made good, the tendency is to pack up shop and go to the big city. What's with Ohio? Something you guys are doing?
We did come to the big city. It's Ohio.
We're started in Athens, Ohio. Where do you get there, dude? That's
We
that's
moved.
where
This
you
is
go.
big
This is
city.
the city.
We almost went
We
Colorado.
moved here because it was going to be simpler to drive.
Closest to all the college towns.
Geographic
Columbus
maneuver.
in Ohio, it's
We're in
like
the middle of the state.
you got Cleveland, you got Akron, Cleveland, Akron, you got Oxford. Everything's a 2 hours in any direction from here.
Athens is one of those towns that you can't get
make
there
a
from
living
here.
like
There's just
There's
no
no
good way to get to
highway out
Athens.
of
No
it.
matter which way you go, you got
Yeah.
30 minutes.
I
Or
wouldn't
Wouldn't say
Long
we're
way
really
to get
big
to
city
Cleveland.
kids either.
No.
We're suburban mostly.
I've worked with a variety of different bands. People like the band Hot Tuna, Jefferson Airplane, Roy Buchanan, as well as local talent. I mean, to me, it's not just about whether a band has made a name for themselves. It's about whether they're able to communicate with their audience. And that dynamic is special, it's magical, whether it turns a profit or not.
This place used to be a movie theater. It was changed to the Newport Music Hall. We have housed basically every major label act we could think of, from The Who, The Rolling Stones, U2, Smashing Pumpkins, Pearl Jam. Basically, like I said, the only band we haven't had is Guns N' Roses. It's cool as balls. We've only got 4 of these catalyzed left. That's fine.
Newport gigs are currently the biggest thing we got going. When we headline a Newport show, that's a stage that's taken us a while to get to, that we're proud of, that we want to represent in that arena, definitely.
Ladies and gentlemen, I get the feeling all y'all been waiting for something kind of significant, and I got a good feeling that's about to happen for all y'all right now. First things first, let's ease this up. Probably gonna get a little hotter. We got a band by the name of Guest. Some of you all in the crowd tonight have heard of this band. Some of you will know this band. The rest of you will. I guarantee you that. At any rate, tomorrow night, if all y'all can just follow us on down the highway, we're gonna be in Athens, Ohio, which is the birthplace. That's the mother womb of this thing that is Guest. We're talking about so you gotta be there tomorrow too. Definitely check that out. Next Saturday, Hempfest, right across the street, and main stage at Columbus, Ohio's Complex. Guest is gonna be rocking that as well. Tonight, Guest is about to do it for you. Are you ready? I need to know that you all really are ready. Let me hear it. One more time, give it up for Guest.
What do you make of this whole film experience? What does this mean to you to make a documentary about this?
I think it's pretty weird, but I mean, I think it's I always like capturing certain points in our career, and I think that at least we get to get this one show down because we're reaching a certain point in our musical careers right now, and it's nice to see it, and hopefully we can expand upon this and have it as a, this is on the drawing board now for everybody to see. So
all we can do is write the music and keep touring and do that, and whether or not you can only do so much to get people to like what you're doing or to be a part of it, so it's really not in our hands, I guess. So the fear for me anyways more so is growing older and maybe it not going somewhere, and you're 45 and yeah, you've had a great time obviously because you love doing it, but you're like, wow, I want to start a family. I want to do these things. What?
I made it that long.
Yeah, right. We got there.
Bartending at Zachary's.
I'm so bartending.
I have a fear that a fucking wheel is going to break off the bus.
Right.
After the sun goes down, you hit a point, kind of zone. And then we'll reawaken for the musical street show. John needs to work on
John's the one you want to ask.
He needs to work on the dictionary of guest terminologies. We've been trying to get him to do that. There'll eventually be one.
If you come into a city and you don't know where a bathroom is, that's usually a detrimental thing to us, and we're like, you got to find the Dirk Ministan or the
Duchovny.
David Duchovny.
You gotta make an X-file.
Our we nicknamed our movable brake Cinder Blocky.
Yeah, Cindy Blocky.
Cindy Blocky.
When you close the door, it's bungee
reggae because you got to put the bungee cord on there. It's a bungee reggae.
And Johnny will start singing. You take for the thing right there, keeping out the cold air.
Bungee reggae.
Oh, they're breaking it down. Who's this guy? He's behind VIP right there. Yeah.
Besides that crowd, dude. Everyone's just sitting down, chill out.
Oh, dude, it's margarita time.
Babies are running around.
They can't stand anymore.
People are just fucking, having a good time.
They just relax in the sun, get a tan.
It's probably so You remind me a little bit of this other kid.
Reminds you of Brian, huh?
Not the positive aspects, believe me.
Okay.
You're much better looking than, but even your voice a little bit.
Cindy.
We had a different. We were going with a different booking agent, and we were just, it seemed like a good idea at the time. And they ended up dissolving, and we...
Along with our dreams.
Right. So, in the meantime, we lost all the, we lost somebody working on all those summer gigs and, all the festival things, and, it hurt us. But
Yeah, with Bonner, it's more who you know than what you do in a way, but it's almost like one of those opportunities where if you're exposed to the Bonnaroo crowd, you become legitimate in the Bonnaroo world. And it's sketchy to say where the sides of that are, where the gray areas fall in there, but the Bonnaroo crowd likes the Bonnaroo bands, and a band can basically come out of nowhere.
Right.
And all of a sudden you got 100,000 people going home telling their friends, I saw this band, you gotta go see them.
That's kind of what we were hoping for.
I'd like to be able to play music and live comfortably with my family, when I settle down. That's the goal, because what I do well is write music. So I need to find a way that can work, and a way where I can just be at peace with myself. Because the hardest thing about being in music, and if anybody says you do it for the money or the fame or anything, it's just ridiculous, because you don't have any money. I mean, it's a cliche, and there's really no hope for money in the foreseeable future. You just have to accept that, something you accept. So eventually you just say, well, I love this. I love doing it. And I'm not going to stop, because why? What's the point in that? You can always start over, but you can never start over the thing that, that initial love that you had for that will be gone if you just stop.
no fucking Fiona on my set this month.
No, I know.
We pushed it. We pushed it for the crowd. We did what we could.
Oh, what'd you think? They always tear the Newport down, like seriously. They really know how to rock it out here. I've seen them over 50 times. That's one of my favorite shows. They were just on tonight. Everything was there.
We did it a second time. I know, we were supposed to go. Yeah. I know. But you still weren't with me.
No, I was doing the dings. I was just like, skip that, because that's all gone.
I didn't know what was going on.
Then you're supposed to go, ba-da-doo, ba-da-doo, ba-da-doo.
Tonight they had a wonderful mix in the sound. I think that for anyone who knows the Newport, despite all of its historical significance, what they did tonight, the sound, to be able to sound that crisp in this venue, that's an accomplishment.
Is it good?
You guys played great. It's just the sound's all weird.
Yeah, the sound is weird.
The sound's all.
I need to go write down my kid. Well, we're gonna make sure that she's gonna stay away. I need some fucking roadies.
Tonight was interesting. I said at one point something about having a lot of thoughts through my head sometimes when on stage. Tonight was one of those nights. Many distractions, many different things going on. It was interesting.
Guest fits into it in that they're a band that thrives off of the energy they get from the people. It's the love and energy they get from the audience that they're able to transmute into music. And music is that universal language that speaks directly to the soul, bypassing the intellect. So much of the time we spend describing the world to ourselves, we filter everything through an intellectual construct. Music bypasses that, doesn't use the linguistic engine to reach the heart. And because of that, it speaks to the deepest truth.
I swear, Mark and I have a 1 in 10 rule. Like a 1 in 10. 1 in 10 shows, you're gonna love it. Like, you love every minute of it. And then there's gonna be 9 where it's like, it didn't quite click. And you can't necessarily plan for that. We can say, man, Newport's gonna be one of those 1 in 10s, but we don't know. It might not be. It's a big room to work, and it's a different kind of energy. You know, Saturday, Athens, now that's one of those you can almost definitely say 1 in 10, it's gonna happen. That's the town where the magic started. That's the town where it always happens.
Life on the road. You get $5 a day to eat. So you gotta figure, you get breakfast. That's your, okay, gone.
It gets tough just living this lifestyle. It gets, just being on the road and not having like a set schedule, not being able to work jobs that would be fulfilling when you're gone half the week. Most places aren't gonna hire you. So, a lot of time is spent doing things that aren't important, like just making money and everything.
This is Guest in a nutshell right here. This is an attempt to hold a chaotic situation in place and make reasoning out of it somehow. It's functionality with chaos, that's what it is. Cool. It's $60 on the gas.
I dropped a full can of Sprite on my big toe last night. And it fucking hurts, dude. It could affect my performance. I'm not gonna lie to you. It could be less thumping and more bumping.
Speaking of ladies, so different lady in every town as well. What's the women on the road situation?
Women on the road.
You can't beat them off with a stick.
The buses are women.
What are you talking about?
I seriously, I'm weekly at the clinic just to make sure I'm cool. Okay.
We're beyond.
That's hilarious.
What do you got for me?
All right, what else we got, fellas?
To see what this love would do.
Athens, we were playing a show at I forget exactly what, but we were playing and all the guys wanted to take a break. They were like, Mark, jam, do a little solo shit for a second. And as I was doing it, I'm sitting there playing and I didn't even notice. I wasn't even paying attention. This cop comes up behind me and everybody's like cheering, ah! And I'm just like, yeah, they're cheering for me, but they weren't. They're cheering because this cop was there. And he stops me, finally he stops me and writes me a ticket in front of like 300-400 people. Everybody's just cheering here. And I was like, man, this is a travesty. And I drop my beer and it lands right on his foot, starts spilling out all over the place. I pick it up. So the guys that threw the party that had us play, they covered the $90 ticket, which they actually did. He came and got me the next day and gave me the money. That's it.
Funny shit. There's so many stories from Athens, you can't even tell them all. So many things happen there. How come shit like that doesn't happen anymore?
Grand entrance to beautiful Athens, Ohio. Ohio University Athletic Fields. Coming to the final stretch to Athens, Ohio. Home of Guest. Artistic side.
Oh, Athens. See, it's cold. Normally there'd be boobies and fucking asses everywhere right here. You were coming up here on a summer day, it'd just be breasts and cooters. What does mountain have to do? A linear path proceeds south of what does he have to do?
I'm sure Dave's told you the story last night.
I need Stairmaster. I mean,
I need to help you with your gear. I'm
so
sorry.
it keeps your body looking real good.
Ruby, you don't think it's not a good idea to put it anywhere in this greens?
In Athens, you let it all hang out. Nothing can really go wrong. It's like Athens is the rarest of places for us to play because it's like we can't go wrong there, man. Like we've had maybe 1 or 2 questionable gigs in Athens ever, you know, and we played there 100 times at least. And Athens is just the energy of the crowd and the people and where we started. You know, it's one of those places. It's a 1 in 10 show.
Hello, hello. Can you all hear me out there? Hello to the Blue Gator. Hello to Athens, Ohio. We got a little band situation in the state of Ohio going on right now. The most promising, hottest, buzzed about band that is coming from the state of Ohio started in Athens, Ohio. Can you believe that? Like right here. This is a very special night. Guest is standing right off stage. They're about to hit this stage that I'm talking on right now. They're going to give it to you people. All you got to do first is give it up for Guest.
The scene or the industry is going to put you on a label anyways, and you really can't, there's nothing you can do to try and stay away from that. So, but what we do in the house is just writing original music. Like we don't ever sit down and say, this is, we're going to try and write something that sounds like this, or we're going to try and do something that is this. We just get together and say, well, here's my idea, and here's their ideas, and we collaborate, and whatever that end product is what Guest is.
Part of it too is you want, I mean, the way I look at it is trying to help each other out, you know. I'm playing best when I'm on stage and I have a sort of euphoric feeling, you know, I'm hitting the zone, and in order to be there, you know, I need certain things. Sometimes I'll get knocked out of that zone if like John, Mark, and Ruby are all banging away 16th notes and stuff. Well, I'll get knocked off that, but part of the deal is trying to provide that space for each other so that people can hit their zone.
It's just like everybody brings something different in the band, and it comes out something new and original. And I hate putting labels on it, but that's why we always just kind of say rock and roll.
I think it's a message, first and foremost, of love. And, you know, it's an old message. I think for as long as we've been writing things down, people have been trying to get across the message that love and forgiveness will get you further in the world, does more to satisfy the soul, does more to nourish what we truly are than competition. It's a basic concept. An individual that tries to grab a handful of water will find that the best they can do is get their hand wet. If you cup your hand in the act of reception, you'll find that you have all you need to drink. It's a simple concept. In our own culture, it's like 2,000 years later, we're still struggling to get the message.
The dude did the article in the Post.
Hey,
Post.
there's a bunch of time in this. Here's the press shot.
Yeah, we got the shot. Look at that, though. Well, that's not with the the thing where it talks about it. It's like a couple pages away. It's like page 19.
That's right.
Where's our? I like this. I like that shot.
Yeah,
I like the light, the shapes and stuff.
The rabbits are.
You don't have the rabbits.
For a while in Athens, there was this one guy who ran the music, the article. You know, there's only 2 papers in Athens. You know, and the one guy who did the only written music review kind of thing every week. He had a thing out for us because he said it's another controversy. He said some kid
used to work with this,
I
with
used
this
to work
guy,
with this kid
and
at the
he's like
Buggy.
one of his buddies.
He said one of his buddies, like one of our friends, came and told him if he didn't start writing good stuff about us in the paper, they were gonna kick his ass or something. Which never happened. It's ridiculous.
It's classic.
But so for a while we started getting these really crappy reviews in the paper. We just laugh about it.
It's being an entertainer. In the entertainment industry, you're gonna have stuff written about you that's not true. You're gonna have people that hate you just for no reason.
Right, just because you're
it's sometimes because it's cool to not like that's the entertainment business.
Everybody watches behind the music, and like they know what it's like.
we've seen it. We've seen it.
I always I like it when people try to really dog us, because then I get a real chuckle out of it. It's like these guys suck this way and that way and every other which way, and I'm like, sweet, all right. Well, what are you guys doing? What do you play? Because we play music, and I don't really care. I don't really care if people like it or not, because we do.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh, we got.
Here's the School of Music. When I was doing my master's in philosophy, I kind of snuck into the music program so I could take voice lessons with one of the guys and take some music theory classes. And after I did it for a semester, he passed away from a heart attack that summer, unfortunately. And then that was it. It was all over. I was not welcome in the music building anymore.
Everybody's really nice. Athens is a nice town. Like I said, I went to school here for 4 years, so people know us. People know us around here. Like I said, it's nice coming back because they know the music. You ready? It's always hard to get through these streets, though.
Katie's staying.
Gonna hold one up all night for him?
I've told him I will strap one on my back.
Room for all 6 legs, but I'll be there's a way.
Great. You can see our guys.
You want some stories?
One time,
We were in here. What's up? And I used to work the floor before I bartended, or even during when I bartended. I think I was actually bartending that night. And this guy,
the 10 grade tonic.
he was all hopped up on something. I'm not sure. He was messed up. And he stood up on this, and he ripped his shirt off, and was just like, "I'll kill college kids. I'll kill." And he just, this guy was just like freaking out, going on. We didn't know what to do, so I ended up just freaking out myself. I was like, "Ah!" Fucking bear hugged this dude, and I just trampled everybody all the way out the door, and got summoned like a month later to go to court because when I took him out of the bar, we knocked over some girls, and the one girl hurt her ankle, and yada yada yada. So it was crazy. That was just one of many incidents in here.
Give me whiskey and women.
All right.
Hey, Mark.
Yeah.
What's the game, Mark?
Cutthroat.
I'm not sure.
Is it cut the?
Oh, yeah, Ricky.
Danny Noonan. Noonan pulled one out.
Mark's never really been a very good pool player. No, I'm horrible. So I don't know where that puts Mark. Yeah, I'll play again.
People to the show. Josh and Benny.
At the end of the night, these will all be sweaty. These
windows, you won't be able to see out of them. Yeah, see, greenery was here. Where's Ruby? We gotta figure out what we're playing.
Ruby left with his girlfriend.
He's gonna go.
So you don't know what you're playing?
Well, I know what I think, but I don't know what he's thinking.
Does he decide?
No, but if he goes and writes a set list, then we'll have a set list and it'll be a pain in the ass to fix it. And then it's just a whole debacle. That's it.
Dorkola, Dungeons and Dragons, Friday, Saturday night. So that's what I'm. You got that? That's just plain silly. When the dog barks, when the dog barks slowly, I get my when the dog barks slowly. I don't know, nobody's really too bad. Now that Hartledge is out of the organization, he was pretty much the fucking nasty. Are you trying to steal the show, dog, or what? It's getting a little ridiculous. When the dog barks, when the dog barks slow, when the dog barks, when the dog barks slow. And he is a thinker. He's a. Sorry, dude, that's just killing me. Beats, you gotta stop. That's ridiculous. Alright, good girl. Slay still. I'm sorry, man. That's dragging me. But I mean, he's a musician. That's exactly what they are. They're weird. Right. Damn it. Go on. That's it. No, you can't hang anymore. Go. Go lay down.
Thank you. I enjoyed the music, started getting into the jam. The things that hooked me, not only did I have a solid, precise rhythm section, but the interplay between the lead guitar and the keyboards is what really got me. Building layers and textures of sound, it was an interesting experience, a beautiful excursion. I'd follow the guitar into these various layers of texture and sound, only to find myself coming out of it on the keyboard, never knowing where the transition occurred, only knowing that it was a good ride.
Well, I mean, I'm not really driven that way. Enough is enough for me. I just want to stop having to work other than music. I want to be able to spend 8 hours a day on music instead of, you know, what we do in practice, and then have 6 hours at work. It's wasted by just making money. I mean, as long as it's a progressive thing. As we get older too, you need money so you can have insurance. You got to pay car insurance. There's just things in order to live that you need. You know, like you gotta have a life. You know, if you want to have a family and stuff, you got to be able to provide. You got to be able to send your kids to school and whatnot. So, I mean, those are ultimately the goals, to be able to get to that point. You know, the quicker, the better. You know, at this point, you don't want it to be too quick, but I'm not too worried about that.
Like the type of person I am, I need balance in my life. You know, I can't be fully consumed by music 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I'll go insane. You know, I need things to balance my life. I need to feel like I have a normal life also. It's important to me. Like some of the guys, it's not that important to, but for me personally, like I want to have a family. You know, it's important to me to have, you know, a meaningful life and a meaningful relationship and to raise a family. And like that's something in a band it's really tricky. You know, it's a hard thing to accomplish because of the lifestyle, you know.
Oh man, I'm poor. Why? Because I refuse to work a regular job. I'd rather spend my time thinking about music and doing things that don't involve having a boss and a 9-to-5 job and a schedule and a crappy paycheck that I'm bitching about that doesn't pay my bills anyways. So yeah, I live in a poor lifestyle right now, but it doesn't bother me at all because I only have to live that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, whatever. I'm on the bus. I'm having Wendy's. You know, I'm living it up. It's good. I guess I take satisfaction in the fact that everyone we talk to, you know, that's not in music, because you always see all these people when you're playing all these gigs, and it's, you know, I haven't seen you since college. How you been there? Working. How's that going? It sucks. You know what I mean? Like that's all I ever hear from people that I know from school and people that we all know that have degrees are they don't use them to make money to pay back their student loans, and it's like, what are you doing with that biology degree you got there? They're like, oh, nothing, actually. I deliver pizza. Being content with, I mean, I'm lucky actually. Fuck content, I'm stoked.
JR's girlfriend's parents are at a wedding of friends of our family from across the street who are from Athens, moved to Zanesville and then to Parkersburg. And while my parents are at this wedding, these people decide they're going to come to guest, and they ask my mom if she knew anything about them. And so my mom and dad were like, my son plays in it. And they showed up to me.
That's hilarious.
This is what just happened to me.
Eminence. So that was the best that we played.
Eminence.
I don't think you can go out every night and play original music in this time of the music industry and try to be successful in terms of a monetary tone, because you're not going to make any money. File sharing is just, that brings a whole new element into music. Like I was saying, I'm all for file sharing because I'd rather see the music industry shift to try to combat that, not so much knock them down as they're doing now, but they will, I think, eventually take care of it and they'll win like they always do. But for now, I'd like to see little cracks in the industry like that. And then we promote that, being a live band, going out and playing original material every night, different set list. There's people out there that want to hear that. And I don't think it's really fair to shove things down people's throat that, you know, they're one-hit wonders and then it's just getting younger and younger. And it should be more about the music.
real quick break, guys. Thank you very much. Thank you.
I do sincerely believe that it's possible to get enough of the experience on tape so that you can share it with a friend. I think that's really the beauty of the whole recording experience. A lot of people say, well, it's not possible to record all the magic, and that's true, but you can get enough of it that it acts as like a time-delayed transmission of the experience. There's enough that gets on the tape so that a person that is in tune with that needs that feeds off of that, can get it from the tape. Our science tells us that, for example, particles move forward and backwards in time. It's not so improbable that a feeling, that magic, the soul cleansing that you get out of a live music experience like tonight, can travel space and time. And to me, that's what a recording is. It's an attempt to convey that energy, that emotion, that love.
Best show ever, dude. I said that last night. I say it again after I slept it off a little bit. Best show ever. Sorry, T-Dog. Sorry, Coochie R.
What happened again, anyways?
We've done the album and we do live stuff, but really what Guest is about is playing live, because that's how you get bigger. That's how you do get fans, by just aggressively going to all these markets where people are, and you got to start with 20 people, and they got to tell their 5 friends, and they got to tell their 5 friends. And we don't have $1 million in promotion to put us all over some newspaper or to get us in front of the right people and to really ramp you. It's a totally different scene. We're out here in a house that we can afford, in a bus that we can afford, doing what we can to grow, in that grassroots style, but all in the same, we're always ready to, be helped or to take that next step. It's not like we're, I don't want to sell out, man, or something. It's like, hey, man, I'm working hard. I'm trying to get to a more mass audience, most definitely. Like anybody that says they don't, then it's just a hobby, and that's fine too, but this is obviously more than a hobby, because we got a gas bill and we got a water bill, and plus we love to do it, and it just makes sense.
My girlfriend, who I've been together with for several years, about 4 years, and we've talked about this several times, and she understands, that the point I would like to get to musically is where you're on tour for periods of time of 3 months, and then you're home for 2 months, and then you're on the road for 3 months, and you're home for 2, that kind of schedule, rather than this daily grind that we're on now. Really, I think it only gets easier, dude. At this level right now, the way that we live now is such a daily grind. It's unbelievable. When music becomes the only thing, and I'm not going to Pizza Hut 8 hours a day for to try to make the bills pay and all this stuff. I mean, it's something I'm just gonna have to kind of take day by day,
But a lot of people don't really know what we do, People don't know what it means to be a musician, especially in rock and roll. They just see the glam and the glitz, and they kind of know what's going on from that aspect, but that's not really the real life, element. So, I mean, yeah, you get that, especially as you put more time in, you say, if we'd been together 10 years and we were at this point, I'm sure it would be much more easy to just be like, well, yeah, you're right. What am I doing? Got to do something. Got to make a life, but we're not there yet. But I do, you get that from people. And I get that from my family, my parents sometimes, But it just comes down to whether I feel like I'm on the right path and whether I'm still happy doing what I'm doing and still moving forward.
Careful with the dog. Oh. Thought you were leaving.
And wrapping up, is there any, something that you want, obviously this is being filmed, people to know about guests?
It's tough. I just think that's interesting to see 5 individuals that really want to do the same thing and want to make music for their lives. And then when you're a part of something like that, it's hard to let go, and you don't want to let go because it keeps getting better. And although you have tough times in anything in life, so it's not really something that you should dwell on. So I just think the motivation factor is what drives me to play. Guest is a motivated band. They like to play in original music, and it's hard to get original music heard in today's realm. So I just really respect that.
Last thoughts about guests. It's just, it is what it is. You just play and play and play, and every now and then some girl with big boobies rubs them on you.
Won't you come and join the party? Dress yourself to kill. Dress yourself to kill. Drinks flow, drinks flow, drinks flow. People forget. The hair thins, the big wheel spins, yeah, people forget. Forget the hiding, hiding, hiding. The new slow, people forget. Dot, dot, until the shells crash, and hopes are dashed now, people forget. Forget the hiding, hiding. Evidence front, it's a put on. Evidence front, it's a put on. It's a double OC, it's an evidence front, it's a put on. Evidence front. Just yourself to dress yourself to kill.
I hope that we at least conveyed the fact that the band attempts to be a family. It is sort of a strange, dysfunctional family. But as one person leaves the band, you try to think, well, I can move on. I can, this is one step. But some people had different emotional and physical changes as a result, and different personality changes, which results in the overall picture and the family changing. And there's more important things in life than band and music. The physical and mental health and well-being of your friends, and whether or not they're going to be happy with their lives is paramount. And you're never going to completely be 100% in agreement with anyone. But the most important thing is that you should never stop loving your family and your friends and this organization or group of people that you put together. I don't necessarily see us, completely abandoning ship here, because the focus has always been, making music, and I don't doubt that anyone will stop making music, and I don't think that the band has played its last show.
Sometimes we're lounging, languidly in the night. Time just doesn't seem to take so fast. Sun smiles mine, know your buzzer's glad.
know.